Hey everybody, it's time to update my project. Before we start talking about that, I'm going to ask you to please do all of the things and you know what they are. All right, so the project I'm talking about is Same Pan Last Year. This is a project that I created. I created it in collaboration with the Fantastic Ladies group on Facebook. So I've got all kinds of info linked down below in the description box, including the sign-up sheet and the list of everybody who's doing this. This project started last month on January 8th, and I was late. Yes, we know this. It will run through December 8th of 2023. So everything falls within that same calendar year. It's an 11-month project. Yeah, monthly updates, okay, great. Bi-monthly, whatever you need to do. I'm not too fussed about all of that stuff. I try to make this very open-ended. Now, the hashtag is Same Pan Last Year PP. Pretty open-ended on anything. Pick as many projects as you want, set whatever usage goals you want, bring in things that aren't necessarily makeup. I know this is the panning community, but I don't want to put undue pressure on anybody. So if you have other things that you want to bring in, coloring pages, earrings, clothing, whatever works that fits in the prompts that you can make it work out, I'm pretty much okay with. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of makeup involved here. That's kind of the plan, but it doesn't always have to all be makeup, just so you know. Now, of course, I'm doing all makeup, but just in case anybody had other stuff, like candles. Candles are always good. I love putting candles in projects. Okay, I think that's all of the business stuff. Yeah, you guys know. You saw, if you didn't see my intro, it's out there. I'll link that down below if I can remember to do that. If not, I usually create playlists. I do have a couple that I still need to create. I am working on that. I will get into the studio part and create those playlists soon. I do playlists for every project pan that I participate in. So you will always be able to find all of that stuff on my playlist page if you can't find it elsewhere. Otherwise, just use the hashtag and you'll find it all. Now, long-winded as we may be, let's get into what we have got in the project. Number one on my list, because I did do these in chronological order, starting with New Year's Day and then running through the couple of extra things that I had added. But number one is New Year's Day, which of course always does fall on January 1st. And it was to pick a new item in your collection. This is the one place where I tried to get something new in to at least give it a little bit of a break from all of the old stuff that we haven't used. I brought in the Charlotte Tilbury face palette. This is the Pillow Talk Beautifying Face Palette. I have the fair medium. It says pale because it's written in multiple languages. I'm like, it's not called pale. That's not right. Pale works though. All right, so this is what it looks like. It's got 2 blushes and got 2 highlighters. I put this in for a 5 usage goal. Now, I have used this twice, but even today, and I don't know, it's been on for a long time. I don't know if you can tell. Today, I have the 2 highlighters mixed. I have used, I want to say I used the 2 blushes combined with one of the highlighters on my other use. When I'm doing a usage, I'm doing more than one pan on this. But we do still have 3 more, so this is going to continue into the continue to be in the project until we complete that. Blah. I'm already talking faster than I'm thinking. Well, I'm probably thinking faster than I'm talking, but by the time the words are coming out, I'm forgetting what I'm saying already. You know, the usual crazy train problems. All right, so for number 2, it is the Chinese New Year, and that is January 22nd of 2023, or was rather. So what I did with this is I went through the last few years. 2023 is the year of the rabbit, 2022 was the tiger, 2021 was the ox, 2020 was the rat. I didn't list all of the Chinese zodiac signs. Any of them are fine. This is just a pick an item related to any of these or any animal in general, and you can include insects. You want to pick fireflies? Pick fireflies. I don't care. I'm good with that. Pick dragonflies. Do whatever you need to do. I personally went with the BH Aspen palette. This is their highlighter palette, and it does not have a mirror. I went with this shade here, which is Bunny Slope. I have this in for 5 uses also. I've used it twice. I've used it once as a highlighter, and then today I have it as an inner corner, but my makeup's been on for 100 hours, and you probably can't tell. So we will, let's see, it's a really pretty purple. And I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that. Hopefully that shows up for you. But it's really nice as an inner corner too, so I'm very happy with that. because I started this late, I didn't have a full month to use, so not great progress, but we got some progress. So 3 more uses on Bunny Slope. Then I have Black History Month. So this is all of February, and it is a Black-owned makeup brand. I went with a hair care brand. I can't follow my own rules. I figured this was close enough. I went with the Tracy Ellis Ross line pattern. This is the hydration shampoo, and it is a 3-ounce bottle. When I brought it in last month, I did not weigh it, but I have used it. I don't know if I used it once or twice. It's staying in. There's still tons of product left, but I cannot give you a weight on it because I didn't take one. Whoops. So we'll just take that out when we finish it. Then I have number 4, Groundhog Day, February 2nd of every year. And this is a product you keep repeat purchasing or are doomed to pan forever. Well, if you saw my intro, you know that for me is the NARS Orgasm Blush. I love the blush. I do. I've been using it for years. It's a good color for me. It's a very neutral everyday. It's got a little bit of the peach in it with the pink, so it works perfectly well. I do have that on today. Once again, I don't know what you can see, and I'm not going to get too close to you because, quite frankly, it's starting to look worn. So we're just going to stay back here and hope you're getting a good enough glimpse. But I brought in this blush, which I think everybody has or has seen or whatever, for just 10 uses. And I have, so far, ooh, that's going to be hard to see on my hand, only used it once. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that or not. I think you can see that. But this is like I said, this is a staple. This is something that I always have. I've always loved. I use. So we'll get to our uses when we get to them. Not a big deal. I'm not worried about that one. I just have a lot of other blushes in, and I have projects that are ending sooner, so that has gotten a bit more of my focus. Now, the next one is number 5. This is Valentine's Day, which is February 14th, of course, of every year. And so with this, red item, pink item, heart-shaped item, love-themed item, any way you can relate things back to Valentine's Day, I say go for it. For me, I went with the Sydney Grace Be Mine eyeshadow palette, which was the release, I think it's 2022. But I had it since then and hadn't used it. My goal in this is to touch pans 10 times. Now, here's what we're looking like. Okay, I'm blinding myself with the lights above me because it does have a nice mirror in it, which just, caught the overheads. With this, so far, I have used Flirty. I've used Smooth, Flirty, Soulmates, Darling, Pucker Up, Cupid. Flirty, Cupid. I've used Cupid twice. I've used Flirty twice. And that is it. So technically I have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've touched this 8 times, which means I only have to do a couple more pans here to hit my goal. And what I'm finding is that I'm super partial to this middle row. I love Sydney Grace. If you've seen my videos, you all know this. But that's 4 of those 5, ignore the hair, 4 of the 5 shades from that middle row. And I think they're lovely. Hopefully you can see all of them if I twist my hand enough. So I will try and do, since I've done a couple of these twice already, what I will try and do is I will try and use colors that I have not yet used out of this palette with the remaining couple pans. And I'll probably hit more than just those 2 pans because I do love the palette. It's not a hardship to use. So I'm guessing this will probably be done by next month for us too. Then the next thing we have got is random because it just needed to be put in here. I picked Latin Heritage Month, which is actually September 15th to October 15th. But this is the makeup that I grabbed for the beginning of the year. Well, and I didn't put on anything at the beginning of the year, but this is the mascara I opened in January. This is the Selena Gomez brand Rare Beauty. This is, I believe, the Perfect Strokes mascara, although I don't know if it says anywhere. This is, I think this is a little bit smaller than a mini. It may not last through the end of March, but that was my goal, was to try and do a 3-month on this. And since I didn't open it at like the 1st of January, I'm hoping it'll make it that long. If it doesn't, I'll let you know. No big deal. I'm not tracking number of uses. I'm just figuring that's how long it's going to last me. Okay. Then I did some things from the end of the year because the project will end before these holidays occur again. And I thought, well, I want to bring some of those in early just so I don't, if I get behind, considering I started behind, but that way I'm not end loading the project and stressing trying to get to things. And you don't have to. You don't have to worry about it. If you're doing this, you do not have to get to everything. It's okay. The world will not end. I'm just a little OCD and I'm in very type A with a lot of these things. So I know that it will, especially since I did this, make me crazy if I do not touch all of the prompts. It's just kind of a given with me. So Black Friday, which is going to be November 24th of 2023, because this is one that does change depending on where it falls. Where it falls changes depending on how the calendar lays out. That almost came out right, but not quite the first time. All right, so this is an item that you got from a Black Friday sale or got on a super good discount type of sale. With this, I brought in the Alley-Oop Stack the Odds stack in Sassy Pants. This is the one that Deb and Danny had talked about so much that they loved it that I actually wanted to see because I am not a cream person, but with the reviews they were given, I wanted to try it out. Found myself an incredibly good deal on Poshmark and picked it up. So I brought this in for 5 uses. And honestly, I've exceeded that. I actually love, well, you're not going to be able to see a whole lot, I don't think, but the cream bronzer. The blush is okay. The highlighter's pretty, but doesn't do much for me, unfortunately. But that's okay. It's not a bad thing. I know that I don't do well with cream products. So those are the 3. Okay, can you see the highlighter if I move around enough? I think you got that. So those are the 3. And not only did I get my 5 uses, I've used them 8 times. And that's all 3 of the products in the stack. I've used, every day that I've used them, I've used all 3. So this is actually a completed goal, and this is going to roll out. Now, being a cream product, I'm probably going to continue to use it simply because I don't want it to go bad. I do like it. I'll use as much as I can. I don't know that I'll be able to completely finish like the highlighter or maybe even the blush, but pretty sure I'm going to get through that bronzer. I'm very impressed with that. And I'll tell you right now, if it were an option to purchase that bronzer in a small size like this on its own without the other pieces, I would repurchase that. This is something I actually really, really do like. That's an odd thing for me to say. So now that we have a rollout, means we're going to have something coming in here. But before we get to that, the next number I brought in was number 30, which is holiday. Christmas, Diwali, Bodhi Day, Hanukkah, Winter Solstice, Three Kings Day, Three Kings Day, Orthodox Christmas, Ramadan, and all the whatever that holiday at that time of year is for you, that's what this one is. So it is just something from the holiday season or related to any of those specific holidays. If there are holidays that I do not have listed, it is because I could not find them. So by all means, if there is a holiday that I don't have on this list that you celebrate, please bring it in, explain it to us, introduce it, and then throw a product in for that because I would love to know more about these different holidays. I know very little about many of them. Just throwing that out there. What I chose to bring in was the BH Naughty Palette. So this is the 2020 holiday release. There was not a 2022 because they had been bought up by Revolution and they did not release a holiday large palette. The one the year before, this is getting harder for me to say it as now we're in 2023. The one before was the Lit List, which many people here have panned or have been working on panning. And this is from the previous year. Now this does not get a lot of love in my collection because it does not fit into any of my drawers. It is probably the biggest eye palette that I have here. My goal with this was to touch the pans 15 times. Now, I have not, but I did do a green look. So I did Very Merry and Balsam, this green one here. The look I have on today, which, yeah, like I said, very worn. You probably can't see it, but it involves Meringue, which I used as a setting shade for my base. And then I have got Ornaments, Santa Baby, Ho Ho No, Candied Fruit, which is what's in the middle of the sparkly. Sugar Plum is what I have on as a liner. I think that's all of them. What I have discovered is that I like a few of the shades in this palette. I don't like all the shades, which is another reason that I'm probably not reaching for it a whole lot. A lot of these are not my colors at all. A lot of these are colors that don't actually even look good on me. These colors don't look good on me. They make me look sallow. So that's not flattering. We don't want that. I don't need another white shimmer in my life. I have several. Plain gold shimmer, yeah, I've got 80 bajillion highlighters and other things. The Jingle Bells one is kind of cool, but the red is a little bit bright. I can pull that one off. It's just a little bit punchy. Candy Cane I've used before, and it's not bad because I did do a Christmas look. So I'm finding that like these I like, these I like, these I like, these down here I like. I can deal with that one, but a lot of them I don't care for. So the question is, and I'm going to leave some of this in you guys' hands. I've touched this, I believe, 10 times, so I still have 5 technically to use. Do I just go ahead and pass this on now? Could I live without most of these shades? Yeah, I've got an extensive makeup collection. Ridiculously extensive, which I think you guys have gathered by now. So do I hold on to this for 4 or 5 shades that I like and then not use the rest? This is already, what did I say? This was 2020? So this is already 2 years old. Is it time to just go ahead and pass it along? And now there are people in the family to whom I do pass on a lot of my makeup. Any of the cousins out there watching, if this is something that you really want, let me know, because I will gladly pass it on. I would rather share it than keep it for 5 colors and not use the rest of the colors. But I want to know from all of you out there viewing, you think it's time to either like pass on to a family member, throw into the box for Project Beauty Share, whatever. Is it worth keeping something that doesn't fit with the other makeup that I don't love, only rarely remember to use? I mean, technically, if it were me and I were 100% certain on it, I would yank it right now and I would send it off or set it aside for one of the cousins. I wouldn't even bother getting those last 5 uses, because why use something more that you're going to give away? So what I'm going to do is I might hold off for a little bit on this, wait until I get feedback from all of you out there to see what you think I should do. And if you think, hey, no, finish what your original goal was, because I know a lot of the panners out there are very big on, I'll finish my goal and then I will move it along. For me, if I'm going to move it along, why use more of it than I need to? Kind of a 50-50 on that one. So I'm going to just wait and hear from all of you as to what you think. The other thing that I could do, which almost seems wasteful, is I could try and dismantle it to keep the shades that I want. It's a lot of work. I risk wrecking them, and I don't want to do it. I'm lazy. I just don't want to do it. For the couple of shades that I really like this one is really fun. I've got other pinks that are pinks, shimmer, sparkle things. I'm sure there's something in my world that's close enough. And I know I just picked up the Sugar Drizzle Purple Mattes at Black Friday. So I'm not losing anything there. So I'm sure I've got something comparable there, probably there. I've got enough. I've got a lot of makeup. So that one is up to you all out there. You let me know what I should be doing. All right. That is the last thing that I had in the project. And like I said, I'm actually going to set this aside. So if you guys tell me, yes, finish your uses, it will be coming up after. I probably won't go back to using it until the March update, because then I'll come back and let you guys know what your verdict was and what I ended up doing. So I'll set it aside until I get an answer on that. How's that sound? Now, how did I lose that? No, I already did that one. Okay, I know where I'm at. The next prompt that would be on the list, if we went back to the original order, prompt number 6 is Women's History Month. This is the month of March. So anything from a female-owned brand is kind of what I set up as like a suggestion. I'm gonna throw it. I'm gonna bring this in. This one is the Briogeo Don't Despair Repair, the pink one, hair mask. Sorry, it's the hair mask. I have the avocado one in right now from another project, and I'm using it. And I want to actually, before I finish that one off, do this one again because I think I might like the green one better. I didn't know, I'd never used it before. So since I have one of these and I have that open, I'd like to get these two in together so I can kind of do a compare and contrast, just so that I have an opinion, because that would mean that if this is an option for a sample or something else, I may prefer something else then, because this may not be my favorite. You never know. It's not my favorite hair mask in general, but like I'm saying, if I'm choosing, say I'm going to choose between the pink and the green one, if I like the green better, I'll just get the green instead of getting more of the pink. But I need to do a head-to-head to figure that out. That was not intended to be a pun. All right, so this is what I'm going to bring in. I'm going to bring this into completion, and that is going to be the only roll-in that I do have for this month. I think I have probably kept you good people long enough, so thank you very, very much to everybody who is participating. Thank you to the fantastic ladies and the powers that be within the group for helping me get all this set up and letting me do this. I really, truly do appreciate it. And for all of you watching, you know I appreciate all of you. So thank you so much, everybody, for spending your time with me, and I will see you next time. Bye.